Okay. Okay. So we are live now. So I'd like to welcome everybody here, and I would like to thank especially Miss Viridiana Alvarez. She's based in Mexico, and it's an honor for us for accepting to do the talk program today. And on behalf of Europe Nepal Chamber of Commerce for Tourism, I would like to offer her our gratitude and for her time. And also, she has been a very active climber in Nepal, and hence promoting Nepal in Mexico and basically all over Europe. So just a quick introduction of Viridiana. She is the first woman in America to climb the 4 highest mountains in the world: Everest, K2, and Kanchenjunga. And she is the first Latin American woman to climb K2. The K2 is the 2nd highest mountain in the world and one of the most dangerous as well. So on her belt, so her portfolio, she has climbed numerous mountains, very difficult ones. On January 14th, 2021, she climbed Dablam in Nepal. And on September 29, 2019, she climbed Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, in Africa. It is the highest mountain in Africa. On 15th May 2019, she climbed Kanchenjunga in Nepal, and she is the first Mexican to do so. And on 18th of August 2018, she climbed Elbrus, Caucasus in Russia. It's the highest mountain in Europe. On 21st of July 2018, she climbed K2, the 2nd highest mountain in the world. It is in Pakistan, and she is the first Latin American to do so. On 13th of May 2018, she climbed Lhotse, it's in Nepal. And on 16th of May 2017, she climbed Mount Everest in Nepal, which is, as you might all know, that is the highest mountain in the world, and it's in Nepal. She was the expedition leader during that feat that she achieved. And on 5th October 2015, she climbed Mount Manaslu in Nepal. On January the 14th, 2015, she climbed Aconcagua in Argentina. And on 8th of February 2014, she climbed Orizaba Peak, is the highest in Mexico. So we basically went from bottom up. Now, so she started her climb in 2014, and so far as you can see, she has she has climbed so many mountains, and it hasn't stopped. She will be continuing to climb, and as far as I know from Viridiana, she is heading back to Nepal in this coming March to do the Annapurna. We will be hearing more about that in a few minutes from her. So before I hand it over to Viridiana, I would like to quickly share a quick video from Viridiana that shows how prolific a climber she is and all those amazing views that she has captured during her journey. We can see it in that videos. I'll quickly go ahead and share it, and then I will hand it over to Viridiana. All right. Okay, give me 1 second and let me share this. 1 second. All right, so okay. I'm having some technical issues here. 1 second. One second. Okay, so all righty. Okay, so here we are, ready to go.
coffee at 8,000 meters. Yeah. Primer latinoamericana llegar a la cima del K2.
Hello, Viridiana Alvarez. It's a pleasure to be here today to present you the official Guinness World Record certificate for achieving the fastest ascent of the top 3 highest mountains with supplementary oxygen, female. In 1 year, 364 days from 16 May 2017 to 15 May 2019. Congratulations, Viridiana, you are officially amazing.
All right, so it's amazing achievement, no doubt about that. So we'll be hearing more about her achievements in shortly. So again, so it's the things that she has achieved is very few less people can do that, and on top of that, being one of the Guinness Book of World Record holder is a major achievement. Yeah, with that, I would like to hand over to Viridiana. Viridiana will be talking with us today about her experience, the climbing experience, and in general, she will be talking about her experience in Nepal. So she has been to Nepal many times. She will be talking about how her climbing experience has been in Nepal, and from the general, as a tourist, how she has experienced Nepal, how she found Nepal, and what suggestion that she has for the development of tourism in Nepal. So so far we had 1 million tourists coming to Nepal as a record so far. I mean, so we have I think that we have had so far 1.2 million, and in 2020 we were targeting for 2 million tourists, but unfortunately this pandemic hit, and that the number plummeted, not only in Nepal, but the tourist number plummeted all over the world. So once this pandemic is over, what we plan to do, the government of Nepal is trying its best to increase the number of tourists, and hopefully we can easily surpass 1 million and hopefully reach 2 million, probably not in 2021, but for sure in 2022. And Viridiana's contribution and many other climbers like her who come to go to Nepal to climb mountains and come back home and advertise about their experience, and that again attracts more tourists to Nepal. So So thanks, Viridiana. So before I pass on this floor to Viridiana, I would like to quickly mention to our viewers today, and I can see Noel joined just now. I can see Noel there. Let me just spotlight Noel there, and let's have a quick chat with him. Okay, here you go, Noel. All right, so okay.
Hi, Spee, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good, good. I just seen the message about 5 minutes ago about you talking, so that's why I joined.
Right. Okay, that's great. Thanks, Noel, for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So to give a quick introduction about Noel, Noel is a prolific climber. Say he's from Ireland and he has climbed Mount Everest for 9 times, right, Noel? I keep on forgetting that.
Yeah, yeah.
9 times, and he is the record holder for the as an Irishman to climb the Mount Everest for the highest number of times. And he has many other climbing experience under his belt, and he is a mountaineering genius. So that's how I would define him. And he was recently on a trip to K2. And unfortunately, that didn't happen, but I'm sure he must have gathered a lot of experience and due to some weather condition that didn't go through. But hopefully next time we will see Noel climbing K2 in winter. So Noel, are you back to South Africa, or you're still in Nepal?
No, I'm back in South Africa, sunny South Africa. Got back 4 days ago.
All right. Okay, cool. So yeah,
Yeah.
What we'll do is we will definitely schedule a talk program with Noel at one point in next couple of weeks. I'm sure we have a lot of wonderful stories from him, who will organize a chat with him someday. So Noel, I will contact you for that.
Yep, perfect. Yep.
Okay, that's good. Okay, thanks Noel for joining. So let's go back to Viridiana and let's hear about her wonderful stories she has to share. Here you go, Viridiana.
Was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Deepish, for the invitation. I'm really glad to talk about Nepal, that it's a really special place for me. And I've been there for 5 times. So for me, Nepal is part of my life. And also, well, the mountains are. So I remember the first time getting to Nepal. It was in 2015 when the earthquake hit Nepal, and the city was devastated, and it was really sad to see the stupas and everything in the city and in the mountains destroyed. But I decided to go because I really wanted to be there, and I went for my first 8,000 meter was Manaslu. So it was September, October. And I remember standing outside the airport waiting for the company that I chose at that time. Really nice people, really nice Sherpas. I really had a really good experience, but I was really, I don't know, I was really worried about like getting to a country that I was never been, and I didn't know anyone there. I was alone. I didn't speak Nepali, and so I was kind of like, oh my god, I was excited, but I was also like, I didn't know what is going to happen. And I'm really happy that I made that decision to go to Nepal without knowing anyone, without not knowing a lot of things from there. And all the experience, the 5 times that I've been in Nepal have been amazing. So I've been coming back every year. I think the only year that I didn't go, well, actually, in 2020, I arrived to Nepal the 26th for a Dablam. So, but it was hard not going in the season of the 2020 because everything was canceled because of the COVID thing. So I have been in Nepal every single year since then. So, and I'll hope to be back in a few weeks. Actually, in 3 weeks, I'll be back for Annapurna and Dhaulagiri. So I'm really excited. I'm training hard, and I'm just waiting for the day to arrive. I don't know, it depends if you want to ask something specific or you want me to
Yeah,
talk about.
sure. So if you could just walk us through your climbing experience. So starting, I understand so you started climbing in 2014.
Yes.
So what encouraged you to climb mountains? So during the journey, starting from 2014 up to 2020, what has been your major achievements? We have seen your achievements. So apart from that, your experience or the things, the wonderful things that you have come across. If you could share a little bit about that, and then we'll go to some of your experience, particularly on the Nepal side.
Sure. Actually, my story, it's quite not common, you know. It's I started doing exercise at the age of 28. So, and my first mountain was at the age of 30. So it wasn't in my plans to become a mountaineer or to climb Everest or all the highest peaks in the world. But when I went that first time to Pico de Orizaba, that is the highest mountain in Mexico, I just felt in love. You know, it was it is a magic. It has a magic in it, and for me, going there and trying something new and knowing all the things around the mountains, knowing myself and all the challenge, everything that is involved in mountains, for me was a day that it changed my life. You know, that day that I climbed that mountain, I decided many things. And between that, it was kind of, I was working behind a desk. So it was kind of, for me, it was not even the exercise, you know, like it was part of my life. And that day I decided, like, why not? Why not to dream about Everest? And I climbed after that mountain, after my first mountain. 10 months later, I went to Aconcagua, that is in Argentina, that is the highest peak in America. And for me, that challenge was just to be part of that path to get to Everest. And after 3 years, well, after Aconcagua, 10 months later, I was in Nepal for Manaslu, just to know my body, just to know myself above the 8,000 meter. And after that, I said, okay, I'm ready for Manaslu. I just had at that time 3 years in mountaineering, so it was not that long. I didn't have that many experience, or everything was new for me. But I'm from a city that we don't have mountains, and we don't have any alpine club or anything related to mountaineering. So everything that I learned, it was from books and YouTube, internet. So it was kind of just discovering how to do it, how to climb Everest. And so in 2017, I went back to Nepal to try to get to the top of the world, to climb Everest. And my team was great. Everything was really nice. The experience was really nice. And of course, it was really hard. It was, you never know when you are standing before a mountain, you never know if you are going to get to the top. So that's part of it. And spending a lot of money, like all the sponsors and all the forever, as I had to do many things. I at that time I quit 2 jobs. I sold my car. I did many things to get there. And it's not it wasn't that easy, but I think it is part of it. I think going to Everest is not going to be easy at all. And for me, being at the top of the world, being like standing there, knowing that some, like just a few have been there, for me, it's amazing. It was another dream come true. And at that time, I just said, I'm just going to climb Everest, and that's it. And I came back from Everest and I was like, oh my God, I want to do something else. I want to do more. So I started thinking about K2 in Pakistan. That is the second highest peak, and there was no Latin American who has climbed it to the top. So it was kind of a really, really high dream and goal, but I decided to go for it. At that time, I just had 4 years of experience, and I knew that you need more than just years of experience to get there. You need a strong mind, a strong body, a really, really, I don't know, you really have to want it to give all the things that you had to give, that you have to give back, it's all the cost to be there. It's really high. So I went to K2. It was a really hard experience. I shared that expedition with Noel and Sophie and many, many others. And the group was great, very supportive, and everything was really nice. The mountain was hard, but we managed to get to the top and to get down safely, all the team. So that for me was like a dream come true too.
That's
And
great.
after, yes,
Yeah, go ahead, Viridiana, go ahead.
I know. And after that, I said, okay, I what else, right? I just went to K2, so I decided to go to Kanchenjunga in Nepal. Or before K2, I went to Lhotse. Again, it was my third time in Nepal. I climbed Lhotse, and after a few weeks later, in 2018, I went to K2 to Pakistan. And in 2019, I came back to Nepal to climb Kanchenjunga, that is the third highest peak. And arriving to Nepal, someone told me, B, did you know that if you climb Kanchenjunga before May 17, you're going to break a record? For me, it was kind of like, what are you talking about? Like and we went to the top on May 15, that it was my birthday. And it was the only day everyone in all the expeditions went to the top. So it was kind of like a beautiful gift to be on the top of that mountain in my birthday, breaking a record, and it was something that I didn't plan, but it was like part of the result of all the effort in all these years.
That's great. So, and you went to climb the Mount Everest, right? So Mount Everest has been in a very lot of discussions, particularly before 2020. So where so many climbers climb Mount Everest, and there were like a crowd there at the top. So from your experience, what would you suggest? Like the first thing I guess is, how was your preparation? What did you do before climbing Mount Everest? I think you had climbed the mountain in Mexico, and I heard you say you climbed Manasulu before that, right?
Yes.
Right. So were there any other preparation that you went through before you finally went for Mount Everest? How did you prepare yourself for Mount Everest?
I guess it was for me like fully training and like getting in shape. It was the last 6 months, or before 6 months, it was really hard. Like the training was like a heavy training, and because of I was working full time, I couldn't go to the Mexican mountains every weekend or very often. So I couldn't train in altitude before Everest. So I was kind of worried about it. But I think the strategy that you do in Everest, like all the trekking and going up and down, like all the acclimatations and rotations that you had to do, if you do it correctly, it's you don't have to do any acclimatations before going there. In my experience, that's what I did. Of course, like in the following mountains, I did some acclimatations before going to Nepal, so it also helps a lot.
Right. So now for the Mount Everest, So you went for the Mount Everest during the process, as from the very first time you stepped in the country, and by the time you got to the top of the mountains. So what is your experience regarding the difficulties you faced? So are there any suggestions on how you can improve? I guess the first thing is the good side of it. How did you feel the culture there? How was your experience? The people, in general, how was the country, right? And then you started to climb Everest, so difficulties, and also if you could share something on so what could be improved, right?
Yes. For me, the first time that I went to Nepal for Manaslu, it was I got some recommendations from other Mexicans to get the visa before like getting into the country. So that's what I did. Like I went to Mexico City to the consulate and I did all the process. And the following, like the second time that I went to Nepal, I realized that you can get your visa in the airport at the airport, and it's really, really, really easy. So for me, like getting the visa has been like comparing with other countries. It's really, really simple, and if you have all your papers, like everything, all your documents are okay, you won't have any issue. So getting into Nepal, it's not an issue at all. And in the city, everyone sometimes is like, if you don't know the country, I have been asked like, so how is there, is it safe? And for me, I when I go to Nepal, at the moment that I went down from the plane, I feel really safe all the time. Of course, it's not going alone in the street at 2 a.m. Of course, it's not that point. It's being safe means all the people around you are. For me, it's all the experience that I have are really nice. I have never been in a unsecured or difficult situation in the city in Kathmandu. I would like to go around. Like I've never been in Pokhara, for example, that I will be this time for Annapurna, and I would like to go around more. What else? And then after, like with the expedition and all the companies that I've been with Ascent Himalayas. I went with for them with Manaslu, Everest, Lhotse, and then for Kanchenjunga and K2, I went with K2 was Seven Summit and Helit Himalaya, and for Kanche was Seven Summit. So all the experience with the Sherpas and everything, and with the Dablam, I went also with Seven Summit. So the company really, like all the companies that I've been with, are really formal, very business focused, and all the things that I've been promised in all the logistics have been the way it is. And Sherpas are really nice. Like everything is like you become, and also like with all the people that you share the expedition, like the foreigners or the mountaineers has been like really good experience. So for me, the things to improve will be, and I think it's really hard, like to control like all the trash and the garbage that you are like with trekkers. There are many trekkers, so it's kind of complicated to be after all of them, but I think with more infrastructure of recovering or getting all the garbage that it's there because of all the tourists. So will be an issue that I would like to help with. Also in high altitude camps, many things are left there, and that's something that we can do something about, and the government could help with that. That it has been, but it's a lot of garbage too.
Right. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so we will definitely suggest this to the concerned authority, And I'm glad to hear that you were interested to volunteer and to help out on cleaning the mess that people have left behind. That's indeed an issue. So, as you might know, many in Europe, so I'm based in Ireland, and my colleagues and people here in Ireland, they think Nepal as a advanced country in the sense like only the people who are advanced climber, they go there. They think about mountains, right? Nepal as okay, if you want to go to Nepal, you have to be in a very fit condition. So, but Nepal is not like that. It means Nepal, you can find like different range of atmosphere, like from the climbing. So climbing, even advanced climbing, medium climbing, general trekking, and coming back, the general way of life, the city landscape, as well as culture, food. There are so many things there. So how would you suggest the people watching this video, the talk here, uh, what would you suggest to them regarding what Nepal is? Like, suggesting what are the good sides of Nepal, means the culture wise, even the mountaineering. There, you might have seen the general trekking, the beauty that even a general person can go and trek and enjoy the beauty of the nature there, right? So, what would you suggest to those people who are in kind of in a confusing state? Okay, should I go to Nepal or not, or can I go to Nepal or not? Am I fit to go to Nepal or not? What would you suggest them?
Oh yes, I for every time that I start talking to Nepal to another friend or a group of people, I always tell them that there it is a place that you must go once in a lifetime. And I already convinced my mom to go to the trekking for Everest. She doesn't do that much exercise. She just walk around and but I show her all the photos and the videos of the trekking, and she was okay. I'll do it. I want to go. And for me, it's going to Nepal. You can find many things, as you said. I have friends that has that attended to training, a yoga training, and there are many things around like spiritual places that you can go, not just exercise, right? Not just sports. So, but I think for me, thinking about Nepal, it's kind of finding myself. Like going there is just to be part of that magic that is around the mountains and the Himalaya, and everything is special there.
That's great. Yeah, thank you. So one thing I was wondering, so you are based in Mexico. Now, I don't have much data on the people traveling from Mexico to Nepal. I'm sure there are people, tourists from Mexico to Nepal. So from your perspective, what it is like means, what do the country needs to do to attract more tourists from Mexico?
I guess information will be enough. There's a lot of ignorance about Nepal. Here, when you think about there, it's you don't know exactly what you can find, or if it's safe or if it's not. So giving them information like what you can do over there, that is not about just mountains, that you can find many other things. And I think that will be the first step. And after that, I think this testimonials, like people who has been there, like everyone will talk about Nepal, I guess the same way that I do. I don't know anyone who has been there. And of course there are many things that could happen in not just in Nepal, in other countries, even here in Mexico. But
But
yes. And
Well,
I think it is part of it, like giving more information, more promotion about what you can do in Nepal.
Yeah, so I think we have someone who wants to ask a question. Kamalji, do
Sure.
you have any questions for Viridiana?
Hi, namaste, Viridiana. It's
Namaste.
nice to see you. Nice to hear you. It's great to hear that you've been many times in Nepal, and then great to hear that you're going soon. And apparently, I'm going soon as well, next week. And you just said before you're going to Dhaulagiri and Annapurna. Are you going to climb them, or you just go for trek?
I'm going to climb to
Both of them,
yes. I'll try.
Dhaulagiri and Annapurna one.
Yes, it's the first time that I will try two 8,000-meter peaks in one season. And
Wow.
first is Annapurna, that is the first in the season, and it's
Okay.
the season it starts before, and after that Dhaulagiri.
So you would get chance to view deepest gorge in the walls from both part of the mountains, right?
Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
good. I just wanted to say good luck and have a nice time with this mountain.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Cheers. Okay, Viridiana, one question. So now you're going back to Nepal in March. So regarding this current pandemic scenario, what sort of preparations that you are doing? So what things are you making sure everything goes smoothly? So I'm sure there are like a couple of guidelines in Mexico itself, and I think there are some guidelines in Nepal too, and there are a few things coming up. At the moment, what is your preparation for that?
Yes, well, there's one physical preparation, right? Like training. For me, it's running, going to the hills, like training cardio. It's what I do, and there is also the mental preparation. To be ready to stand in those mountains that are not an easy mountains, and that they require a lot of your effort. So it's like kind of like the combination of both. And also I'm still working with the sponsors, so it's not just, everyone will think that it's just training, like it's just getting fit, and it's not. It's many things. And being in the middle, like in this situation with COVID, there are many restrictions. But like a few weeks that I was in Nepal with in the middle of this, and coming from Mexico, I had to before getting to Nepal, I had to get a negative PCR test, and then I had to had a letter, like invitation letter from the company that I was going with for a Dablam, that is Seven Summit. And then so it is a lot of like document that I have to have before getting there. And of course, arriving in Kathmandu, I had to show the test again, and I had to stay 5 days in the hotel before going to expedition. And after the fifth day, I did another PCR test, and with a negative result, I could go to the expedition. So I think it's a restriction for me. It's also good because it will ensure all the safety and like being okay with all the expedition.
Excellent. That's good. All the best for that. So I'm delighted to hear that you're going back to Nepal in the middle of pandemic, and I guess this is kind of the testimony that it's getting safer to go back to Nepal, and with the amount of the restrictions that are there and following the guidelines, I think it should be okay. Hopefully it will be much safer in future as we go on with all the vaccinations, and hopefully the rate of the infection will rapidly decrease now, and we can see more tourist flow to Nepal in near future. And the thing that you're going to March, and by that time, I guess it should be a lot better than we are at this point, hopefully. Yeah, so with that, I would like to thank you for coming here today and sharing your experience and sharing your and so what you have done to achieve the things that you have achieved so far. So it's really an inspiration for everybody, for every people around the world. So basically, what you have given a message is, if you want to achieve something, you have to have a major focus and just go after it. And if you do that, and you will definitely get whatever you want. So that's what I get from you, your experience, and what you shared today. Okay, so before we wrap up, so I would like to check if anybody has any questions from the audience. Then we can quickly check.
Hey, this is Season from Baltimore, Maryland, USA.
Okay.
How are you? First of all, thank you very much. It was really interesting, and wish you all the best. You have been going there so many times. Just want to make a quick comments. If you ever come to Washington D.C. area, please contact me. There are several people from Nepal who climbed Mount Everest and Mount McKinley in Alaska. Maybe I can introduce you to them.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah. Wish you all the best. And I missed the earlier part of your presentation. How many peaks have you already climbed in Nepal?
I have climbed 5 8,000-meter peaks, and 4 of them are in Nepal, and 1 is in Pakistan.
Oh, good, wonderful. Have you have any plans to climb all the highest peaks in 7 continents?
Yes, part of the challenge that I want to go for, it's the 7th summit, of course, and the 14th. That is a really high dream, and I just have 5. I'm missing 9 mountains, so
Okay.
still a long way, but I would like to do it.
Oh, good. All right. Yeah. Thank you again, and wish you all the best. I was born and grew up in Nepal. Never had chance to climb. You're very lucky. I've been living outside Nepal for the last 32 years. The only place I've been to was 17,000 feet high when I went to Gosaikunda. That's it. And
Oh, you definitely have to go back to Nepal then to
right.
climb.
It seems like you're going to Nepal more than I've been going back there. So I'm kind of jealous. Thank you. Nice to talk to you, and wish you all the best. And we'll be in touch.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
V, I would like to also wish you good luck on the next 2 peaks and enjoy it, and say hello to all the rest of the climbers. Not sure if I'll get the Himalayas this year or not, but I'm hoping to go to Everest April and May, but I don't know with the restrictions if I'm allowed to travel or not. But good luck, and hope everybody's safe, and good summits.
Thank you, Noel. Thank you very much. I follow you in K2 and keep in touch. You know that the Dhaulagiri expedition is gonna be a international woman expedition. It's gonna be all girls. So it's gonna be Sophie from Switzerland, Naoka from Japan, Clara from Czech Republic. So it will be interesting, just girls.
Yeah, I was talking to Naoka whenever I was on K2. She was messaging me and I was speaking to her. So wish the 4 years the best of luck, and say hello from me.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Good luck.
Thank you, Noel.
That's great. Thanks, Noel. Hi, Viridiana. So we have a question on Facebook, and the question is, I'll just read it out here. I have a question to Viridiana, that what are the things normally Mexican people like to see, eat, roam around, and what sort of tour the people like to have? Cultural, adventure, and natural.
Like Mexicans, like Mexico, it's a country with a lot of variety. We have mountains, we have beach, we have desert, we have all kind of climates, and so it's kind of we have everything. It's really nice. And also I invited you to come to Mexico and visit. It's really beautiful. And of course we are in a situation with the COVID, and like tourists tourism has been dropped, like you said, all around the world, but still, hopefully we can get through this with all the vaccination.
All right. Yeah, that's great. Okay. So any other questions from the audience here?
Can I ask one, Deepish, please?
Yeah, sure, Alison, go ahead.
Yeah.
Let me just-
Hi, Viridiana. Nice to meet you, virtually anyway. I just have one question. You've done 8,000 meter mountains, but you've also done a number of ones. What would be your most difficult one to climb? Mountain to climb?
Alison?
Yes, did you hear me?
Yes, I think it was from what I
Oh, my
understand.
internet, my internet is breaking up. No, I asked, what was your favorite mountain? I know you've done 8,000 meters so far, but what has been your favorite one to date, and which one did you find the most difficult to date?
Okay, I think my favorite one, it will be, I don't know, it's hard to say because it's kind of when I don't have any kids, but it's kind of like which one is your favorite kid, you know? You cannot say that. But every mountain has been very special, but I think Kanchenjunga with the record and Everest being in top of the world, like in each of them has been something special. But I guess Kanchan and Everest. And the most difficult, I think it has been K2. Like it's a lot of pressure and danger, and but still it's a beautiful mountain. You know, it's beautiful. So it's kind of hard to say. I'm really grateful that I have never been in a in an accident, and I have all my fingers. That it's amazing. So it's kind of, I try to remember the best of it, you know, and be very focused on what I want, that is to be alive. So in all those mountains, the feeling that um, I choose to have, it's being grateful. So it has been quite, I have many learnings and from all the mountains, and it has been a very special journey.
And with regard to climbing Annapurna, because a lot of people would say Annapurna is almost more difficult to climb than K2 and almost as dangerous. Do you have more nerves going to climb Annapurna? Are you more nervous going out there? Obviously, you have to be very psychologically prepared just for that alone.
You know, it has been a hard time the last few weeks because all the things that happened too, and I knew some of them, so it kind of, even if I wasn't there, but I could feel it. So it has been affecting what I'm feeling right now for Annapurna, but I still trying to be focused in what I want, you know, and worrying about the mountain right now, it doesn't help. I think for me, it's always like, until I get there, I'll see how is the route, I'll see how is the way and everything, you know. Worrying about it right now, it won't work. It won't help. So I try to being very focused and just thinking in the positive.
Well, I wish you a very safe climb for both of them. But just going back to the tourist aspect of it, Deepish was asking you about Nepal and that. If you were going to Nepal as a non-climber and forgetting about mountains, because everybody knows Nepal has mountains, but I sometimes think that the rest of the country gets forgotten about and there's so much more there on offer. What would be your first thing to go to visit, or what would draw you to the country? You know, to use it as a promotional tool, not just for the mountains, but for other parts of the country.
I guess all the monasteries, all the things around the spiritual. and it's always going to be with nature, you know, like all the lakes and the mountains are going to be there, but not just for climbing, just for enjoying all of it. So I guess I would love to go around Nepal to find out what it has to offer. And I think the monasteries and all the things around the religion I would like to know more about.
Very good. Thank you for answering the questions. Safe climbing.
Thank you.
All right, that's great. Thanks, Alison, for the questions. Yeah, indeed. So what Viridiana said about monasteries and all the different cultural aspect of it, like you can see it in my background image there. So those are the kind of images. It's not only the Bhaktapur Darbar Square. You can see images like that all over in the Kathmandu Valley, right? You might have experienced that. So we definitely would like to request all our viewers outside Nepal to come and visit the Nepal. It's not only mountains, it's a lot of things there. It's not only Mount Everest. You have all different small treks, beautiful nature, and the culture, the art, the architecture, the very unique place to be accurate, I would say. And at the same time, food is wonderful. It might be a little bit spicy, but a lot of authentic cuisine if anybody is interested in cuisine side of it. Yeah, having said that, thank you again, Viridiana, for coming in today. And on behalf of Europe Nepal Chamber of Commerce for Tourism, I would like to wish you all the best and a successful climb. And we would like to hear and see your images from your climbs in March. And we will be more than glad to share those images on our social media platform. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Yes. Bye.